Welcome to Revelry Podcast. I'm your host, TikTok Mama. Allow me to introduce my co-host. This is Teresa, Jackie, and Lorette. Today is our first official episode, and I want to start this segment off with a cheers with these ladies. Because, honey, when I tell you this is going to be a fantastic year. So we're going to start. We're going to pop the bottle real quick.
Do it, Jackie.
Yes.
Love that sound. What are we drinking today?
We're drinking rosé.
Well, this is going to be a Valentine's Day it's going to drop around Valentine's Day.
Oh, there's an etiquette to this.
Yeah, she's like,
I had no idea.
You will heat the glass up.
I'm so sorry.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now be careful, y'all don't get anything on Trisha's couches and on
That's right.
and on Teresa's rug and on Jackie's table.
All right, ladies.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm excited to see what's in your
Salud, ladies.
Salud, ladies.
Salute. So today's conversation, with it being, close to Valentine's Day, we're going to drop this around Valentine's Day. Sex before and after marriage. So, ladies, I read a statistic that said 90% of Americans have sex before marriage.
I resemble that statistic. Very much so.
You've been a part of that club?
Yes, a part of that club. Very much so.
Okay, do you want to elaborate, or are you going to end it there?
May we
ask how old you were?
I was 15. My oldest two, 24 and 22. I didn't marry their father, God. And I'm currently married, and we've been married for 10 years, and our daughter is 10 years old, so you do the math.
Yeah, you do the math.
You do the math.
That's it.
So, yeah.
Okay, what about you, Jackie?
Well, I started young because I had my first one at hot until at 16. So.
Okay, so you had sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not at 16.
Yeah.
Tell it all, baby.
It might have been a little bit before then, but yeah, I did have a baby though.
And that's okay.
So, I'm sorry,
And,
can I ask this?
Yeah.
Did you get pregnant the first time you had sex?
I don't know if it was the first or the second time, but it was quick.
Okay.
It was quick.
Okay.
I would come from a generation where they really didn't talk about it. Your parents really didn't talk about it. You just knew what not to do. And then one day, I was at drill team practice and something just didn't feel right. Yeah, and that was a whole baby.
Oh, not a whole baby.
So how
A whole baby. Oh, I was about 6 months when I found
same.
out.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And I was sick as a dog. I mean, I was sick. And then when I went to the hospital, it was like, hey, you're going to have a baby? Who? I was like, who going to tell my daddy? No, ma'am, I'm not going out of here.
And Daddy wasn't.
I'm not going.
Oh, Jackie, we have similar stories.
Yeah, baby, that was like, my daddy didn't speak to me for 6 months after I had that baby. He was hurt.
Oh,
But one thing he said, 1, okay. 2, you're going to hit them streets.
Wow.
Because you're not going to have a ton of babies in
Okay,
here.
so wait, so you had a baby at 16.
Yes.
You went back to school. You never
Well, I was in
dropped
high
out.
school.
Okay, you
I never dropped out.
You continued
Didn't have an
on with
option.
your age.
Left that.
Family helped you.
My family was the best. All my aunties used to steal stuff out the hospital because they worked at the hospital. They used to steal milk. Remember when you get them little Similac?
Little ones, yes,
And that
yes,
glucose water that
Yes.
came about that bit.
Yeah.
My aunties used to steal all the time. I never had to buy anything, but they
diapers.
took care of him because he was a preemie.
Uh-huh.
And they took care of him. They helped me a whole lot. They really did. My mother-in-law and my granny and my mom, my dad, they were all one, they helped tremendously with that because I had to leave and go to college.
So important.
So then once I because my grandmother was a firm believer in education. So you had to
she
go.
was.
You didn't have a choice. So, it took me a long time to have another baby though. 10 years.
Yeah.
What about you, Lorette?
She said, well, considering my daughter's in the room, Should I
Cover
be
ears,
honest or not?
Honest.
Okay, so yes, of course, I'll be honest. I just don't feel like my first time was really like sex. You know, I learned how to have sex with my husband. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I feel like, yes, it was sex, fornication, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like the sex that you hear about with your girlfriends and intimacy. But yes, I was probably about 15 as well.
Right.
Wow.
It's just, you know, you're just
But
kind
you're
of
young.
there. You don't know. It's all about the guy, I think, at that age. At least for
Yes.
me, it was.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it wasn't what it is now.
Yes, absolutely.
It was something. It was just something to do.
So my sister also was a teen pregnancy, and she didn't find out until she was about 5 months pregnant. So, and I was going to ask you, she got her menstrual cycle every month. So did that happen to you?
I had a menstrual, and it never stopped. And when it stopped, it was because it was almost time for me to have,
Wow.
you know,
That's
that
crazy.
baby, you know. And then I was so sick, and I had all this back pain, not knowing I was in labor because I was young. So you don't know. I'm at drill team. I'm doing splits. I'm kicking because I got to kick to be out on the field, you know. And I was like, oh my God. And the thing is that at the time was the kid's father. He was in college.
Was he much older than you?
He was. I mean, like now we look at it, he wasn't that much older, but then he was
Yeah,
older.
right.
It's like, oh, how dare you date a
He was
college boy like
older.
2 or 3 years? It's
You
like,
know?
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like, oh my God. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And he didn't even know, because I never told him
didn't
either.
tell him?
So then when
She's like, I'm not
we
telling
went
anybody.
to tell, you know, everybody was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to die.
Okay, so I have to tell y'all,
You tell us, yes.
I gave him my body before I took his last name.
cheers to that, because as did I.
Your whole body.
I think Houdini said it best when he said, "Cause I'm a hoe."
You know I'm a hoe.
Oh Lord.
Hey, but second
'Cause I
date,
told you
second
so,
date,
'cause
right?
I'm a hoe.
Second what?
Second date.
No, first. I gave it up the day I met him.
He wouldn't give
Wait
it up
a
to me.
minute.
Wait, how old were you?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I need to go back.
Yeah. You have skipped all
Which
that.
time? Who him? Who him?
Look who he
Who
is.
him? Clarify the him
Okay,
for
so
me.
I went all through high school without having sex. Okay, I graduated.
you.
this
That is
summer.
amazing.
I did.
Oh, fellatio.
I did.
Hey, if our children are listening, or fathers or mothers, I'm going to give you a disclosure we should have gave you earlier. Please just go ahead and not listen to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
Dad,
I would not.
disclaimer.
I love you.
Skip
Okay.
it.
Don't
yeah.
listen.
So some people
Dad,
say that's not, and some people say it is. So I did do that in high school, but I didn't have penetration until I graduated. The summer I graduated from high school.
You didn't have
okay?
just the tip?
Stay with me. I didn't, and I got pregnant the first time I had
Jesus.
sex. Yep.
Can you
Yep.
imagine? Had
And
you had
then
sex before?
I, did the whole mommy thing. My parents, my family was very supportive. I didn't tell them till I was 6 months, and I was like, I tried to go have an abortion, and I could not do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I could not do it. So I felt very alone. I just was kind of in denial. I didn't face it. And I started showing my dad's like, "You pregnant?" I'm like, what?
Yes.
Well, actually. But
Since you
my
asked.
dad, very supportive. He's like, "It's okay. I'm gonna take care of you. It's fine." Very supportive. Not what I expected. I feared, them not being there for me, and they were.
Can I
They were
ask?
A great
Not
family.
everybody has
Who
that.
was both your mom and dad very supportive?
Very.
That is
So,
amazing.
My mom's like, "Let's go get you some maternity clothes." Yeah, and my dad's like, "You're on the insurance, baby. Don't worry. It's fine."
See,
Yeah,
I didn't have that
yeah.
experience. And I was 19 when I got pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant until I was 5 months pregnant. And I had just like Jackie, I had my cycle. And my cousin had the stomach flu when I was getting my morning sickness. So it's like, "Oh, Mija, you have the stomach flu." I was at my Pulpa's house. Ugh. And I was just throwing up and throwing up and throwing up. He's like, "Mija, let me make your favorite meal, steak." Ugh, love it.
I know you do.
And I was like, "I can't eat that. I'm about to throw it up." Then my mom, the doctor called. Okay, so fast forward, 2 weeks later, I'm still having the stomach virus. The stomach virus is not going away. And my sister,
Stomach
she
virus.
goes, "I think you're pregnant." I was like, "No, I'm not." Because that girl has already had 3 babies by then. And they're like, "I'm not pregnant." No, I have the stomach virus. I have my period. I'm not pregnant. And I was very regular growing up. And so she goes, "I'm just going to take it to my gynecologist. Let's just go take a look-see." And the gynecologist says, yes, you're 5 months pregnant. You're 5 months pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. Do that again. Do that again.
But you see how similar everybody's
Yeah.
conversation is?
Yeah.
Now, we didn't even know most of this about each other, but all of us had this same, all of us had the same, experience.
Yeah.
But my
And we had
mom
none.
was not supportive. My mom and dad are divorced, and my mom was like, you messed up. You should have known better. Because my sister got pregnant at 14. So I should have known better.
So let me ask you, was your mom, because I know Jackie mentioned that you didn't talk about it. Did your mom talk about it? with
No,
you?
they assumed that I know that you're not
Yeah,
supposed
my
to have sex
parents
before
did
marriage.
not talk about
I
it
went to
with
Catholic
me.
school from kindergarten to 12th grade. They still didn't talk to me and my brother about sex education. We were just made to raise our baby niece. That was it. So that was our birth control. Like,
That was
they
your
didn't talk about.
No, we was taught not to be around old men. Because, you
Right.
know, men are nasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes,
you
they
don't
are.
you don't go around men because you're a young girl.
Yes.
Like when my dad friends came over,
Uh-huh.
you stay in the house.
Yep.
Because those are men.
So
Yep.
you found
Right?
yourself a young
So,
one.
Yeah, you don't do that. So me and my dad, he been had the same friends all my life. We don't be talking.
Yeah.
I see them to this day, be like,
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
no,
So
you
let's
don't do
talk
it.
about, that's going to be another episode. I already know.
Yes.
Let's talk about the stigma that surrounds. Did you hear what I said about myself?
Yeah,
I
the
said, 'cause
stigma.
I'm a hoe.
You know I'm a hoe.
and that's the way
but,
we were brought
but
up.
that's not true.
That is
No.
not true.
That's not
It's
true.
not
and I was
true.
just making a joke, but I'm saying that is the stigma that surrounds premarital sex.
Well, when we were growing up, it was.
I think
right?
it's different now,
It's different
yes.
now, but when we were growing up, only girls that they considered fast,
Yeah.
Right.
with the label
Easy.
easy,
Yeah.
those were the girls
Right.
that would get. But us people that was quiet, we was probably the ones doing more than the girls that was, out there.
Because I was.
I think
Doing it. But it's a difference. It's not like you was out there having sex with a whole bunch of people.
No, and that's
you had
the
that
thing.
one
You had that
person
one
you-
person.
that you liked. But however, no, I mean, like it was certain things that you just didn't do.
And it's okay if you were out with different people. I mean, I think the generation now are more like, hey, look, I'm going to try it out. Not that it was okay, but like what Trisha was saying, I think if a guy was out having sex, like, oh, wow, he's a stud, he can get all the girls. But as soon as a
That's
woman's
it.
out
So
there trying
yes,
to get some,
and
it's
this is
different.
the thing that me and my husband always have an argument about, and I try to have him, and he has an open mind because my husband raised.
Here she
he's-
go with
he's
her
6.5
husband. We are not
years
talking
younger.
about
no,
your
but it
husband.
brings up a good point. What Lorette says. When me and my oldest two, their father collectively put our daughter on birth control at 15. She can correct me, 15 or 16.
Why?
He
Did you
called
see
me.
signs?
No, he called me. He's like, is Destiny on birth control? I'm like, dude, you never talk to me. What the hell? He's like, I need to know, is Destiny on birth control? I'm like, no, she's not. He's like, I want you to put her on birth control. Because he did not want his daughter having to go through
Right.
what he saw his mother go through, what he
Right.
sees all these women, because he was a hoe, and he didn't want her to be treated like all these other guys. He's like,
that's
put her on birth control.
understandable.
Yeah.
So
Did she accept it? Was
she
she like,
accepted
okay,
it.
let's do
Here's
it?
the thing. This heifer here, I never told her that, right? A year later, she was like, I'm going to tell my papa you put me on birth control.
Girl, tell him.
Please do.
Let me dial it for you.
It was his idea.
Let me dial it.
It was his idea, heifer hoe. You got nothing on me. So anyways, I say that to say, so Ryan, my husband, he was
Yes.
very upset. He's like, no, they should be cherished and da-da-da-da. I said, let me ask you a question. If there were boys, would you not be celebrating them? He's like, yeah, it's different. Guys can have sex.
See, that's wrong.
No, it's not
See,
different.
that's wrong.
That's the
That's
mentality.
Well, I mean,
and
I'm
she
a
has
boy.
boys.
I
You
have
have
boys.
boys.
I mean, I have
and
both.
I do think it is a difference,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I'm sorry. I think girls are held. We hold women here.
Different
right?
standards,
It's different
absolutely.
standards.
I
I
hate
don't
that.
care. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I think it's different standards. I think women or girls, you're supposed to be brought up to be a woman, right? And we
Ladylike.
supposed to tell you not to do that. Not saying that
Put your
you're
left
not
hand
gonna
down.
do. Not saying that it's not something that you're going to do.
Right.
Right? And yes, as women, we know how things happen. If I had a daughter, I probably would be like, hey, listen, I'm going to try to prevent what happened to me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I understand that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But boys, I had boys, so I had to tell them that little girls was nasty. They are just as aggressive.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. That is very that is true.
Absolutely. Yes.
So please, if it smell like something, get up and go home.
Oh
Yes.
my God, yes.
Or put. You got 5 out.
See, if you see blisters,
But see, and I agree
Run.
with Jackie on that part because I have a 4-year-old son, so I will be coming up to Jackie. Jackie, what should I say? Because I don't want these hoes aren't loyal. So like,
but your son is 4.
he's 4.
You
but
got time.
Yeah.
Believe me, you got time. I got a
I'm
23-year-old
scared.
that goes to Texas State, and he's a
My
cutie
daughter's going
patootie.
to Texas State, so
No,
my God.
keep her away from keep your
Sexy-
Crazy.
sexy state,
Let me
sexy
say
state.
This, and I don't know if my kids are going to get upset. All my girls, I took them to get the Gardasil shot. My son, I did not.
Is that the HPV
My
one?
son did not have sex before marriage, and all my girls did.
What? Oh, he's a pastor, though, right? Was I supposed
But
to say
that has
My bad.
nothing
No,
to
no,
do
no,
with
that's
it,
absolutely
though.
fine.
It's just that the girls are more.
But you see
some
what I'm-
girls are more. You know, girls taking risks now. They not like, oh, you gonna keep it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you from my experience. The reason I believe I had sex so early on is because of insecurity.
Agreed.
And because I felt that at that time in my life, that's like was my good enough. So I think when you're talking about these girls like being so available, I feel like if a girl is raised with these high standards, their mom has spoken to them about how to hold themselves. It's okay to have a good time. I mean, it's easy
Right.
for me to say my daughter's a lesbian, so I don't have to worry about that at all. So that was easy.
It didn't
for me.
mean she wasn't
She
having
wasn't having sex, because baby.
I'm talking about
Baby.
penetration.
It didn't mean that she
Jackie, I don't want to think about her
But
having
no,
sex. What are you
Lorette,
talking about?
I hear you.
She still doesn't have sex.
Because
What you say?
your story and my story are the same. That's
Yeah.
how I was for so long so invalidated. So I felt I was trying to validate myself.
Yes, absolutely.
But can I say I never enjoyed it?
Not at all.
In my teenage years, I never. It was so painful.
The first time I didn't even
but
feel
I was
it.
doing it to make them happy because I
bless it.
needed to feel valued.
Oh,
He didn't even
bless
think I
it.
was a virgin.
In-
I was like, dude, this
Trish, my-
hurts.
Oh,
But I never
bless
enjoyed
it.
it. I never enjoyed it.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so that gets us back to sex before and after marriage. So
Okay.
I feel like to me it was sex
right.
before marriage
Right.
because that's all it was. It wasn't until, at least for me, until I was married that it felt like, okay, he's getting to know my body. It's a relationship. It's intimacy.
That's right.
There's so
It's
many.
different,
It's
though.
very different.
Because it's intimacy.
Yes.
Right? And it's passion.
Yes.
Then you learn how to make love.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Maybe I should say it that way. But it's
That-
different.
that's- yeah.
We have
Yes.
different phases, right? We were young.
Yes.
You was just doing something, right?
Yes.
You got your cherry popped, as we used to
That's-
say
I
back
was
in the
like,
day.
I was like, wait,
accurate.
what? You're done? Like,
That's
what happened?
accurate.
Right.
Like a minute in, and
Right.
it's,
It was
it's
just
over.
pound. It was just Pound Town.
Pound
You see what I'm saying? Then you go into the phase where you know,
Yes.
it's different. It
Right.
depends on how long. I was married a very long time, like through my 20s and half my 30s.
So you were married
all
young,
that-
right? From
No, I got married like when I was like 20 is when I
Okay,
got married, right? But it was the same person because, you know, you don't be giving yourself
Right.
the way, because it was just a strict environment. And then in my mind, I wasn't even really interested in nobody else, you know, because I loved him. Well, nothing my mama could say that made me just, I loved him. He
him.
could have told me to go run, jump off the bridge, child. I've been like,
like this.
With or without
that
a
is
bathing
just
suit.
the way,
Yeah.
you know, that's the way it is. But I do believe there are different phases in life.
Absolutely.
I do think that sometimes when we're younger, when you're insecure, we do things out of insecurity.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Mine used to be I didn't have no booty. All the girls around me had big old booties. I had no butt, you know? My asshole was short like that. But I didn't have it. That's just the way it was, you know? But my grandmother always told me, when you have you have something that you don't even know. You just haven't. You have to grow into it.
Yes.
You know how
That's
some
right.
people
Yes.
have to grow
That's
into
right.
their.
Honey.
And I wish that the Loretta at 15 could hear this
Yes,
now.
if
Maybe
I-
there is
if I
somebody
would've
out
read
there.
this-
Oh, forget it. Nobody would have touched me.
Right.
At
You know,
all.
but
I'd
I
be
think
like-
you have to, it's unfortunate. And that's
Right.
why it's so important to surround yourself with people that think that way or that push you. Because,
Right.
I mean, I have seen young ladies 14, 15 years old get their heart broken
Right.
because they were holding out and then
Right.
they gave it to the guy and he dumped them.
Right.
And it's like, where is that? And I was that person's like, where is that like self, awareness and just confident in yourself? At that age, it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
You
Very
don't. You don't
difficult.
have it.
I had to
No,
watch.
you don't.
You don't have it.
My daughter, 15, broke my heart. Little boy, she loved him. He loved her, supposedly.
Puppy love, right?
Puppy love.
Puppy love.
And I knew, but I didn't know. I even put, that song by Janet Jackson, Anytime, Any Place?
Yes.
She's like, Mama, why you keep playing that song? Because I was like, it's just like, you don't give that up, right? Because I just knew, when your child
Yes.
is having sex, right? And right before homecoming, she comes in crying. And I'm like, sobbing from the depths of her soul. He cheated on her with his best friend.
That is
He
so-
cheated on her with
His best friend, the girl
Girl,
that
okay.
she didn't have to worry about. He's just a best friend. And she was just sobbing. And like I told my husband, I don't know how to fix this. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, as mothers, we try to prevent our daughters.
Absolutely.
And I'm not telling you to abstain from having sex because I just want you to be holy. I want to prevent you from this.
That's
I don't
right.
want you having to deal with these heartbreaks because you're not ready mentally.
They're not mentally equipped
What's about to come?
to handle that.
You
That's why
cannot
actually
comprehend.
emotion.
if spiritually you're asked to refrain.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Sex.
definitely.
And there's nothing
And
wrong with
it's the
abstinence.
reason. That's right. It's the only way you're not going to get a STD or a pregnancy.
girl, huh?
That's for sure.
That's
and
for
then-
sure. But then the other thing is that it don't even matter if it's heartbreak is heartbreak. Heartbreak is
Yes.
different.
Yes.
You can be infatuated with somebody and they still
Right.
mistreat you or leave you for somebody else and they tell you whatever. I don't, heartbreak is heartbreak. But having sex, that puts a whole different spin to it.
It just makes
right?
it so much
Especially
deeper.
That's
if it's
that
the first
emotional
time.
connection
Yes.
and that little thing get in there.
Yeah,
you just
yeah, yeah.
lose yourself.
Vulnerability, a lot of
damn mind.
vulnerability.
What's that word? The Delulu. I'm like, and they were together for so long. I loved his mama and everything. I'm just like, and I loved him, and I was just like, I hated him at the same time. Like,
That's
how can I
why.
treat my daughter like that? Like, how dare you? And that's why, if anything, this is what I'm saying: sex before marriage at a certain age, because it's just such a connection. It's hard. It's very hard.
But who are we to tell somebody
At
about
all,
that?
because I was having sex.
I mean, like, how we
No,
gonna
but
tell them?
wait,
Yeah.
before we go on to sex after marriage, I want to know, because this is different. Men, they bust a nut real quick.
That don't
So-
never end.
No, but my point of asking you that is, I was not ready at that age to pursue my sexuality. I was just pleasing a
Yep, that was
a
the same for me.
suitor,
You were
Yep.
being pleased at
I
all.
wasn't doing this
Correct.
for my own.
So yeah.
yes. Uh-huh.
So I'm just intrigued in asking each of you if that is your situation as well.
That was my situation.
Did you enjoy sex at
I hate
15, 16? Did you? I'm just trying to help our
Yes.
listeners.
So, for me-
no, look at Jackie. You a freak of the industry.
She
now.
really is. I hated sex. It was not enjoyable at all for me. All throughout
Same.
15, 16. It just was not enjoyable. It really wasn't. I was just like, this is painful. I'm not, but I was doing it, like you said, to make my whatever they were happy. You know, they're dating me. It's expected, right?
Yes.
And I did not, and I'm not blaming my parents. I love my parents. They did the best they could. But I never had to talk, ever. You would think would have had to talk, but I went to Catholic school. They didn't have sex education. They didn't have that.
I plead the fifth because I enjoy it all the time.
All the time.
Okay, you had
Jackie.
good partners. That was a good partner then.
I'm just
Jackie,
switching to
no.
you. I'm just
Don't
gonna go
Jackie,
on by
right
this
away.
situation.
Right away,
Right away?
from the jump.
From the very first time, no, I felt like my insides had dropped out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. But after that, go Lorraine.
I'll save you from
Yeah, please.
I was polar opposite. Like I said, it wasn't enjoyable for me until it was.
Yeah.
It was so fake. It was.
Yes.
It wasn't a.
Yes.
It wasn't a real experience. It was one of those like I'm there. The guy wants to do this. Have very low self-esteem at the
I'm running
time.
through them in my head right now.
Yeah.
Not that you say them.
Them.
Yes. She's just, the experiences or the guys. Both.
I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can only plead the fifth one time per podcast.
But that was her.
guys.
I just did my one.
No.
Lorraine, but that's a good segue though, because that makes the difference between before.
Yes.
And after.
Okay. So
Honey,
And then
let's
after.
talk about that now.
Okay, I read this. I wanted to share this with
Okay.
you guys, if that's okay. So before, and this might be the during marriage, right?
Okay.
So there was a question posed, and then it says, how often should couples have sex in a week? So I already know my answer, but this shocked me. Someone said 12 to 14 or more a week. I knew that would draw jaws for sure. My husband and I took the pledge.
7 days in a week.
Stop shaking your lip over there. Sex at least once a day, not on average, not missed on Monday, so we'll do it twice on Tuesday. Every single day. Now, at
Who put the
first,
kids to sleep?
this resulted into mad scramble. You know, she goes, we realized it was 11:30. We had to hurry up. She's like, oh, God, Tom, look at the time. Quit. Put your dick in my mouth. So and it goes on and on. Here's my thing. I feel like if you have to schedule something like that, it's not romantic, it's not organic
But it's
at all.
hard while you're in the midst of
It is
raising
hard.
children.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's difficult when the kids are there and you're like, I can't.
You got to put them
Even
to
when
bed.
the
You got to
kids
make
are
them
not
go to bed.
there.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
when the kids
yeah.
are not there, it's still difficult.
So I was always the what's the person that goes after the other person? What's
The what?
The
The
word.
who?
I was always the person going after Ryan. Like I was always
You
like
were the aggressor.
aggressor.
You was the
that's word.
aggressor.
I was
Initiator.
always the aggressor.
Yes.
So all throughout our relationship, I met him in 2007.
You were the cougar.
I was a cougar. In 2007 we met, and I forced him to have. I didn't force him, but he.
Oh God, did you?
No, he was trying to be a gentleman. He was trying to do the old school thing and say, I'm not trying to do that. I want to have sex.
Yes.
So we all throughout, right? I was always the aggressor. Come on.
He
And-
didn't want to. How long have y'all been dating?
2 days.
Oh,
Second
shit.
Second day.
Because I'm a hoe. You know I'm a hoe.
I like what I
How
like.
do you know? Because I told
I like
you
what
so.
I like. And so, anyways, it would be so funny. Like I would go to his house before work and knock it out, go to work, come back to his house and knock it out and go home.
But y'all
Okay,
know,
I
wait,
need to ask.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Y'all know that when they give us that good,
Good, you want it all the
stay
time.
with me. When they give you that good, and that medicine, if you will, is in there, it releases endorphins
Yep.
in our body.
Absolutely.
Oxytocin, to be exact, endorphins. But I have to share this funny story with y'all real quick. So my husband will see me acting crazy, which is probably on the daily. And, you know, I've told him that, you know, it gives me good endorphins when you, and when we, and it gets, the oxytocin is set off in my body, right? It's pleasure. And that is a gift from God.
It is.
Yes.
It really is.
But I'm like, so Roland's like, baby, he'll see me acting batshit crazy. He's like, you need some of my dolphins. I'm like, baby, it's endorphins.
Not the dolphins.
I'm like, are you flipper? What?
Not the dolphins.
I like that though because he can
But
recognize that.
Yes. No, he's like, you just need some of my dolphins.
You want the dick.
Yes.
Yeah,
He wants the
that's it. No, but y'all, that is scientific. Like, that is true.
Of course.
It is very much so
Our
true.
Yeah.
body absorbs that and releases oxytocin and endorphins and
Releases stress. Yes.
anxiety.
Clears your skin.
You can be mad at your mate, your partner, and have sexual relations, and it's sexual healing.
Absolutely.
Honey,
Sexual healing, baby.
There they go.
in the words of Marvin Gaye.
Oh my God.
Let's
Here we go.
get it on.
Here we go.
That's it. That's it.
No, but yes. No, but
Okay,
yes.
so
No,
let
but
me
yes.
ask you something. Now, I have a question
Okay,
for you,
sorry.
T.
I didn't
ma'am.
No,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
fine. I'm shocked that I remembered. So you were on him, right? Was it because
Like you were on him?
no, she was pursuing her
Okay.
boyfriend at the time, right? Was it because of that same insecurity, or was this something different?
No, Jackie can contest to
Okay,
this.
let's-
I love me some Ryberry, right?
okay.
I was in. I
Okay.
never
It
knew
was
love.
infatuation.
I was
Okay.
infatuated. Is it lust? It was lustful.
Girl, you was past the lust.
Girl, I was in love with him.
Okay, so
I
you
had-
wanted
and
them all.
He was 21. I was 27.
That's
Ow.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Forcing that baby.
I would kill my daughter. She's 22 if she was dating a 27-year-old with 2 kids.
He had 2 kids?
I had 2 kids.
Oh, you
No,
had the
look.
2 kids.
Did Lydia chime in? Nope.
Nope. Did his mama chime in?
Hey,
Look, Teresa.
That's another story. That's
we're
another
gonna drink
podcast.
to that, and so Lorette.
That's my second. Hey, y'all,
Pour me some more.
catch up. Cause
Okay, so wait.
I'm on my
So
second.
I read this question. Do you guys agree with the everyday having
no,
sex
God,
every
no.
day?
Okay.
My kitty cat would
okay.
be no.
No, look.
I don't think
It
it,
has to
should
be
be every
organic.
day, but
Yeah.
I do think because I think if you're doing something every day because you have to, you get bored with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah, I
then
like
it becomes a routine.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it ain't about them. I ain't gonna like it.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
I do think
Forget
that
what he wants.
yeah, it ain't about
But
him.
y'all still feel that like, oh, I need.
No,
I
I
got
can
an
give
itch.
you
I
an
need
example
scratch.
because I
Yes.
did this. I did
That's
this.
what it is.
Yeah.
And when that
but it gotta be
happens,
at least 3 times a week.
I will.
I mean, like,
but do
listen,
you-
3 times a
yeah,
week?
Yeah.
girl, I'm a grown woman.
Do you
know.
pursue
I
your
see.
man? Like, will you? Let's talk about this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wait for your man to come after you, or do you say, I need stuff?
My man always
think
comes
it's
after
both.
me. He's always
it's
come
both.
after me. But I will
It
tell
is
him
both for us.
if he's
Yeah.
too tired,
It's both.
I'm like, "Babe, let's go. I'm ready to go. He's like, oh, all right. But no,
Don't never say no, of course.
But here's the thing. Just to piggyback on what you were saying, when I was trying, we were trying for our fifth child. He
She
could
got
not.
5 kids.
I got 5 kids. So
I had to
2, 3,
count.
4.
I was like,
I was like, because you know when you're ovulating, you have to have a certain
Yes.
time. I was like, come on, let's go. He's like, God dang, Teresa, really? I'm like, come on, I'll get on
I
top.
remember that.
I was like,
Teresa.
I'll get on top. We got to do with this. He's like, Teresa, come on, I'm worn out. Because we would have sex 3 times a day. I'm so sorry I told y'all not to listen, girls. We would have sex 3 times a day because I needed to make sure, because I'm ovulating, you have to get that semen.
Okay,
and it
I
has to
see that. That's different, though.
But that's
You're
different.
different.
You were doing it for a reason.
But here's the thing. It's very tiresome for them. You cannot have a schedule because you put it in the man's head. Oh, we're
I
on a
think
schedule.
a man will be ready and available every day. I do think that. Like, if I were to tell Kenneth every day, I think he would do
It's
it.
different for them than it is us. Let's talk about Climax.
Oh my God.
I mean, my
A must.
marital relationship, I would get to that point of orgasm and just cry profusely, just out of thankfulness.
Wow.
wow.
I ain't never had
And
it.
how moving it was for me.
Good job
And
rolling.
how in-
Damn.
Period.
We know what you're working with,
Hey,
bro.
Danny. But you know, it moved me so, and it was so intense.
Wow.
She said
I'm amazed.
She was crying at his feet.
Out of thankfulness,
She's-
like,
Thank you, Jesus.
Everybody has had one session when you
Homie,
cried. And you
Yes,
know,
of
boy,
course.
I
but
like you.
honey,
Am
was
I
like,
doing it wrong? I've never had that. I've never cried.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, you need to concentrate.
She's gonna go home. She's gonna go home. And she's like,
Ryan, you better make me cry.
You better make me cry,
Ryan,
baby.
Trish is crying all the fucking time.
I've never cried, babe. But
never
I've had
cried.
that leg shake. You know that leg
Thank
shake?
me
You're like,
harder, Ryan.
Oh,
I've had the leg shake, and you could not stop the shaking. I
Like,
had the
y'all,
body
we're
shake.
gonna
I've
get-
had the
That
leg
is a
shake.
must.
gonna
That
get
is like
kicked.
a must.
Teresa's like,
But I've never had the crying, babe. What's going on?
friend, out of thankfulness.
I just
You're thankful.
Wait,
so
wait,
you're
wait. No, we
grateful.
need to. We need
I'm
to really
grateful.
We need
Sorry.
to investigate this part.
Okay.
Thankfulness of
what?
the feeling, the love, the relationship,
The climax. Yeah.
crying.
But do you think as a
Wow.
woman,
But that's a connection.
I can't.
Yeah,
no,
that's
no,
different.
That's
That's
right.
the connection.
It's those endorphins. It's the
Yeah.
oxytocin. All that's flooding
Can
through
I ask
your
you a
body
question?
with his. Yes.
how long? What's the longest you've ever gone in your marriage without having sex, and why?
6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because Roland was in Alaska.
oh yeah, well that's a
He
good
didn't-
reason.
He didn't get to see.
Okay,
all
other than him being
Yes.
apart from you,
Okay.
when you're together,
Yes.
what's the longest y'all have gone without
2
sex?
weeks.
And why?
Mad.
You're mad at him?
Okay, so hold on. Wait a
We
second.
withhold sex.
Wait.
I definitely do. I definitely do. And I'll purposely walk in front of you, actually stroll
What about after having
Naked.
Tori? 6 weeks you still have
naked.
sex?
Say it again.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you
even
had
after
sex
your baby.
after your baby?
Absolutely. And it was so painful for a whole year. And I'm like, we got to get past this.
You had sex
We-
within 6 weeks?
After Toriana, and for the whole first year after Toriana
born
was
her. Shit.
born, hurt. And
Oh,
he-
yeah.
It does
felt
hurt.
Horrible. And I'm like, no, babe, we got to get past this. Like we've got to get past.
You're such a
this.
good wife.
Very good, because
Yeah.
I'm like, do not
Yeah,
touch
if it
me.
hurts, we're
Don't
pulling out.
look
But
at
y'all,
me.
y'all, my husband, can I say this? And it's just reciprocal, right? Can I say this real quick? My husband, sometimes I need to turn this off.
Yes.
Issa, you know where I'm going with this. Sometimes I need to turn this off, and I can trust Roland character-wise, integrity-wise, intellectually, that he's going to lead me where we need to be. Because sometimes I just need to shut this off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing turns me on more
Of course.
than to know my husband can take it.
Yes.
Even though I am a control freak.
Right.
And I can give it up, and he can take it, and we're going to be okay.
It's even
Exactly.
harder for
And
someone like you.
Y'all, I need that.
Yeah.
I need that break. And that turns me on.
Oh,
That
of course,
he's
that
like-
stability
when
and
he
the
can take
security.
control
Matter
like
of fact,
that?
I'll be back.
No, but I get it.
He
That
left.
control, that is such the biggest fucking turn on. When I
Right?
can trust you that I can take control of everything, it's like, shit.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
penny dropper.
Because we're control freaks.
Yes,
we are
control
Understand,
freaks.
Right?
Yeah. Jackie, what do you have to say to that?
I don't have any.
No, see, there's the thing. She has so much
Jackie
to say.
doesn't release
I feel
any.
like
She
she's holding
does.
back.
She is holding
I feel like
back.
she's holding back, and that's not fair to Eric.
'Cause
That's not
she-
fair to the people watching. So I think you need to go ahead.
Well, I'm not an open box.
She really
However,
not.
I think what you're saying, you're exactly right, but that's a whole connection, right? And if you
absolutely.
don't have that connection,
right.
and if you're not able to turn this off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you will never have it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You won't get that release that you need. You know, I don't want to lay with someone that I think I gotta make
Right.
them do it.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
want to force it. I don't want
Absolutely.
everything to be a turn off. If we do it, we're gonna do it.
And that's probably why you do get to that cry, because you are letting go of control.
Right.
And that's hard.
And
to
it's the
do.
hardest thing for a
Absolutely.
control freak. That is the hardest thing to do. It's like somebody telling you no. Tell me no if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then for the longest time before I met my husband, I was always like a wham bam thinking ma'am. I was like, oh, we're not cuddling. You need to go. Like I didn't want any kind of connection. Like go, bye, we're done. He's like, what? No, we're done. You need to go.
You would do that.
I would do that
from the get go, like
From
you
the
always.
from the jump, because after I had after I
You
left,
were not emotionally available.
I would never be emotionally available because in my mind's eyes, I'm the mother to my daughters, and that's it. No man is gonna get this mind, because I want it to be available for my children all the time.
And
all
do
the
you
time.
think by not, you have to be like that in the bedroom as well?
Yeah, everywhere. I had to protect myself, my heart, and my children, and to the fault, like I made my children like that. Like you don't
That's
give
why
him.
you still a virgin then. You doing that, you still a virgin. You can't be protected, girl. You're still a virgin, Miss Sid.
You haven't. We're over here talking about ho ho ho. You're still a virgin.
I'm a virgin, guys.
You're fooling all of us.
So yeah,
I mean, spiritually, I know, just like for young people listening, I know that sex is a gift from God. Like it is for us to have pleasure, it's for us to procreate. However, it's hard for kids these days, right, to refrain. It's up to parents to educate them and equip them with knowledge and condoms.
Resources, of course. Yeah.
Resources, yeah. So that they, I don't want to say mess up their lives. I don't want to say that, but do y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Because
think
this
that's
is
why minorities, especially, have a higher percentage of getting
because
pregnant.
of the spiritual
Lack
thing.
of resources, lack of that one-on-one. The mom's working, the dad's working. You know, no one has time to sit down and talk about
And that's
that.
the thing. So we all talked about, what's your name? Lorette. That you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it left, but you got it back. You recovered very
Yeah,
well.
thank you.
Yeah.
We all talked about shit.
Okay, no, but here's the thing. So, I told my daughters, because again, I have a 24-year-old and 22-year-old. I said,
Hold on to
the
that.
last thing I'm worried about is you having a child. I can manage that. I watched my best friend, her daughter, have a child, and she wasn't even that young, but still, I watched 22. I watched her navigate that, so I knew that I have enough resources and my best friends by me to help me walk that path. My whole thing with my children, I made them understand, I wasn't worried about you having a child. I was worried about you having gonorrhea syphilitis. That shit is not curable.
Yeah, an STD.
Ajax won't take that off.
Not at all. Bleach, Ajax won't take that away. So I needed them to remember, you can't always count on the guy to take care of that shit. They're not going to tell you the truth. Oh, yeah, baby, I'm clean. I'm clean.
Right.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're dirty.
They're-
They're
yeah.
nasty. They don't wash their pee-pee.
Okay, so before I lose it again, they don't wash their pee-pee?
They don't wash their pee-pee.
No, it's fine. I lost it again. Okay, carry on.
I need you to write it down. She needs a board so she can write down her thoughts, because she's like,
I
Someone
do,
get her a
y'all,
notepad.
but I-
Bubble
y'all,
pops.
No, this is perimenopause.
Is there
It's
anything on there
real.
that we?
No, I'm
okay.
past all that.
Okay.
I did all that.
so I think for me, with if anything, tell the children, yes, I'm not going to tell you don't do what I did, but don't do what I did. Like,
No, you do. That's right.
I learn from
do
me.
as I say,
Do
don't
it-
do as I do.
Right.
yeah, because I can tell you, I have been blessed not to end up with a gonorrhea syphilitis. However,
Okay, but I found
They're
it again.
about to say it.
Okay,
Let's
so
get
our
back.
parents didn't tell us about sex,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Did you tell your babies about sex? And like, I went so far as to like periods, and like my girls are like, oh no, my mom got up in the sink and showed me how to put on a tampon. Mm-hmm. Like, mama showed me where, because we got 3 holes down there, ladies.
But
Actually, 1, 2, 3,
Three.
4.
There's
I'm just not 5.
How many do you?
I mean, like, how many you had?
Bitch, what you got down there?
Wait, I
What's
started
really going
counting.
on?
I'm like, did I miss
What?
some?
You got little people living down there, cause
Have I missed one?
Not the little people.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I have boys, right?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
and you
Tell
guys
us
have
about
missed.
that.
Well, with the boys, what I used to do, I used to print stuff where they would see what mono used to look like,
Not the blue waffle.
and because they would be, my oldest son's the most affectionate. So he loved to kiss, and he would kiss anybody right on the mouth, even when he was a little boy. Walk up, you know.
And
So I took a picture from one of my classes and I posted it on the refrigerator. And I said, "This is what happens when you kiss any and everything."
Dang.
Right there, right? That's what you
Ruthless.
get. And I used to tell him, "Hey, you see how bad that halibut smell? If you smell that, you get up and you go,
Yep.
cause she ain't clean."
Nope.
Okay.
And if it got any kind of clod, if it looked like grits,
Not
or baking soda,
Yeah. Yeah,
with
if
a little water
If it
on
looked
it.
like cottage cheese,
with a little just
She
baking
got a
soda with a
yeast
little
infection,
Yeah, you
honey.
get up, honey, cause that's
Back up
then
and get
I
away.
got to
Bacterial.
go to the
If you're
Back to
gagging
the-
while you're down
then
there,
I'm gonna have to go with you.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I got to,
Yeah,
and then I'm looking at
absolutely.
you like this. You want me to be in the room when they come in there and tell you?
absolutely. Okay, so tell me, Jackie, I had girls and boys. You had just boys. So I told my girls, they got the Gardasil shot.
What is that? I'm sorry.
There's a
What is
lot
that?
of
That's the-
controversy of that human papilloma virus.
It stops the HPV.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Which causes cancer in their cervical.
Right.
Okay.
Their
Yeah.
reproductive-
I know I'm asking
uterus.
this question. I have 2 daughters, but I never knew the name of it. That's
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I thought your girls did.
They got it. They
Okay,
got very
okay.
sick from it, but they got it.
Oh no.
Oh, they did.
Must be the Filipina in them. Yeah, they got sick.
I lost my.
You've lost
But
your
you
train
said
of
you
thought
got
again.
you got the girls the
Stop
Gardasil
interrupting.
shot. I'm sorry.
She's
tell-
trying to trigger me. I think she's trying to trigger
Yes, she
me.
triggered you.
No, so they got the Gardasil shot.
She's telling you what
Did
to
Marcus
say.
Marcus never got the
Marcus never
got the
Gardasil
shot.
It's available, I think, for boys,
It
but
is.
it's not.
It is.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so while you remember, if I can
I'm
say
sorry.
something
If
real
it
quick.
happens.
Absolutely.
But I love the way you were very proactive with your boys because, okay, so I started thinking back while you guys have been talking about, did you talk to your kids or whatnot? With my mom, she would say, don't have sex. Don't ever sit on a man. Don't be in a room alone with a boy.
Yep.
So in her own way, the best she knew how, she was telling me, right? But I think that's how direct we have to do. Like before I knew that my daughter was gay, I was like, do not let him penetrate.
She's like,
keywords
"No
where
problem,
she
Mom."
knew exactly like what to do, what not to do. And I think sometimes you have to be that visual.
You do.
And it's
I was
it's
trying
awkward.
to scare them straight.
Right.
Was my method.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
you
do
can't
we
do that
know
because they have
why?
girlfriends that tell them otherwise, or boyfriends that tell them otherwise.
Do we know why?
Yes, you can do that.
No,
We're
I'm
trying
saying you
to ask
can,
them
but it's
to
not. I'm sorry, not as
refrain.
effective.
Do we know why we're trying to ask them from refrain?
Because of the
to refrain?
responsibility that comes
With
with
it.
it.
Correct.
My thing is, I don't want you to have kids. I want you to have so growing up and having a baby, it's certain things you wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
Now it's different. But growing up, when I grew up, having a baby, you had to take that baby everywhere.
Well, I
so
think
you
now,
wasn't
too.
able to go.
Other than the pregnancy thing, though, friend, I think it can scar your soul.
I don't think it scars your soul.
I think it can scar your
So,
soul. And
here's
that's
the thing.
Okay for us.
Yeah,
I
I don't think it does that. What I do think is that, it's like when your parents when we were being raised, right? Things that our parents went through, they didn't want us to go through that. So they kind of shield us from all of that,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's like being brought up in a small town that's very like you don't mix cultures or you don't do certain things, right? And sometimes they will try to get you to go along with that until maybe they see something different, right? My thing is that I didn't want my kids to have to suffer because I think sometimes I was going to school, I had a baby. I wanted them to live.
Yes.
Enjoy life. Don't just because you had sex with that one person at one time.
Don't let it define
That
you.
don't mean that
Yeah.
that's the only person that you can. You might not love that person.
Yeah.
That's that first heartache. That's the worst heartache. in
But
the
that's
world.
the
Of course.
heartache I'm talking about that can scar your
But here's the
soul.
thing.
Okay, but here, real quick, let me interject because I agree with you and I agree with you too. And I agree with you because I had an abortion when
Okay.
I was young.
Okay.
And that is something that is.
How old were you? Can we ask?
I was about to be 20.
Okay.
And it was one of those things that it does scar you for life because the 50-year-old Lorette wished she wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
Okay. At the moment, that was a choice I had
The
to make.
20-year-old Lorette couldn't do it.
Right. She could have.
But
The-
y'all, that's
but she chose
what,
not to.
That's what
She
our parents are
could've,
trying to protect
but yes,
us from.
She could, well, real quick, she could have, as the 50-year-old Lorette, I'm thinking, you could have done that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, in our
You can't
and my
get out of
parents
your
were very supportive. You know, they went with me. I didn't have to do anything behind the scenes. But like, at least I'll talk for the Latino community. It's like, you get pregnant, they're pushing you to get married.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that's a scar for life, because you're like, I dated this guy for 2 months, now I got to marry him for life, and then they
Yeah.
don't want you to get a divorce.
Right.
So those, I see both
And he had a small
points,
pee-pee.
but it is something that will sit with you, because you wonder, you know, he or she could have been 27, 28.
Right.
You know, those are decisions. That's why it's so important that if you are going to have sex, you have choices, which I love, right? It depends on what state you are, but that's another whole topic. But those are decisions that you might be watching today and thinking, man, should I have an abortion? Should I not? I can only speak for myself.
That's
I
right.
wish I wouldn't have made that decision.
Then.
My sister had a baby at 16, and we love Chris, and she married that guy, and they ended up having another baby. I wouldn't have made that choice with the guy that I had that with. But in my thing, that's another episode. It was a whole different horrible experience.
Yeah.
But those are those decisions of, like, if say you were raped, seeing that child, you know, that's a scar you're going to carry into. How are you going to bond with that baby? Do you bond with that baby? I mean, those are things.
It's so
Yes,
hard.
it
It's
is
so hard.
very
I went to
hard.
school with a child who was a child of rape, and he had so many
You
mixed
went to
emotions.
school with a child that was
a child of rape. He
One of your peers.
one of my peers, and we were
What
only
is
in
that noise?
5th grade.
Someone's your ass is talking.
No. That's the.
No, there was a sound. Wasn't there a sound?
I heard ski.
That wasn't me. I ain't got nothing on.
No, it was. I'm
Something's on-
telling you, it was something saying.
No.
I think she had
Sorry,
a little bit too much
Teresa.
champagne.
Don't lose your
No,
thought.
no. I felt bad because I had he was a child of rape, and he knew it. I'm like, but you're 10. Like, how do you know what this is? Like,
Oh my
I think he's
God.
11, Vincent. And I was just like, how do you know that term? Like, how do you know? He's like, yeah, my mom had to give me up, and da-da-da. I'm like, well,
So his adoptive parents.
So whoever had told him, they told him about it.
Is that what you're saying?
he was. It was just crazy for AIDS for me to hear this term, and be like his mom. He knew his mom, and he had such a bad relationship with her. Like, I can't stand her. She wanted to kill me. I'm like, I don't think that's what it was, but like, it's so hard.
But
It's-
that's just the way it was told to him.
Yeah.
So kids only take on the emotion that someone tells them. It's like somebody, like you go
Keywords.
and be, you know, if you say you go be raised by your grandmother, you know, and so somebody did rape, you know, what if you were in that situation? It depends on how they nurture that.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, you can cause.
But that's what it was. He was raised by his grandma. I think his grandma told him.
Yeah.
Like, you don't tell that to a baby. But here's the thing. I had an abortion, and
How old were you, T?
I was 22 because I had
this after.
I
or
had this
before
is after
baby?
my second child,
Okay.
and he was domestic violence big time. I was already in the process of leaving him. That was the best decision I've ever made in my life. I would do it all over again if I had to, because I would not have another baby with this motherfucker.
I'm
I
glad
wouldn't.
you have peace with that, friend.
I have peace because I knew it was the right decision. My mom was for it, which is crazy to me because you know Mexican moms
Yeah.
like that.
Of course.
I was very, because again, I was raised Catholic. We were shown the film, The Silent Cry. We were told it's bad, blah 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 blah. But I had to do what was right for me and my two
That's
daughters.
right.
And I look back and I will never say that I did the wrong thing because I had to think about myself and the two daughters that I was raising
And
by
sit-
myself.
And your situation was very
Very
different
different
mine.
from you.
You know?
Yes.
Very
It is
different.
not-
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't like. I regret it.
But
like,
see, our
to this
situations
day,
were
I
different,
regret
and you
it.
have
Yeah.
every right to. And
Yeah.
I will never say, Lorette, how dare you feel like
No,
that?
of course.
No, you have every right to feel like that.
For
Just
your
like you would
situation,
never
it was the
tell
right
me,
thing.
how dare you not have
Absolutely.
any? How dare you not have any like remorse? No, I don't have remorse. I don't, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Friend,
But does it make your relationship, your sex after marriage now? Does it make it better?
Having what?
Okay, I was just trying to bring that conversation back up.
I like the way you did that, friend. I like the way.
I mean, like, because we had got way off topic. So I was like,
Yeah,
let
that's
me bring that
another
back.
You do know we have ADHD, right?
Oh,
No, we don't. Ain't no
how
we.
long we've been on this,
us three do.
50 minutes?
Us three have ADHD.
Oh, no, not Jackie.
She said not I. Okay, so so
You got
sex
Perry, don't you?
so sex after marriage is very important, Jackie. You do you think we should be able to like just give after marriage? Like, I know you're tired, you work, there's stuff, but what do you think? What's your opinion on sex
Hell
after marriage?
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
No. My question, no. My question is, you're tired. You worked eight and a half
And
hours.
I'm gonna do it.
The kid, you're still raising kids, T.
I don't be that tired because see, you gotta tell them kids go.
No,
now.
but here's the thing. I work from home, so I'm working all day dealing with these freaking customers, and then I'm dealing with children right at 3:45 when the bus comes home, and then I'm dealing with them until their father comes home.
See, it's
at
different.
6:30.
Okay,
and then
T.
I'm still dealing with them.
Hey,
ahead.
I think this is a sore subject, right?
Yeah,
Wait, no, look, it's different for a man than it is a woman. A woman
Yeah.
has to mentally prepare.
Yes,
And
yes.
engage and be connected to her spouse. Most times, Jackie, not everybody a freak like you.
Yeah, everybody freak like Jackie.
But I do understand that, and
So
I know
I get what she's saying.
I know dealing with children and everything. I know you can be exhausted.
They will-
First,
Here's the thing, though,
going
like-
to work.
Yes.
And doing all of that. I understand that. However, I do think that the difference is with these younger moms with these newer babies.
Yeah, because I'm not a young mom, Bookie.
Yeah, you are. To me, you are.
Aww.
You got to learn how to make everybody in the house. If they're not no infants, we all got to work together. We got to make this choo-choo train work. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm gonna lead the train, you know, you gotta learn how to utilize your time. So I'm put that dinner on that crock pot. And when them kids come home, get at that table and do, there ain't nobody doing nothing. Get in there, ain't nobody doing nothing. Let's go clean that room. Okay, it's 8
Okay,
o'clock.
but
Like,
that's a
let's go.
mindset,
But
Jay.
that's what I'm saying.
No, is this sexual encounter gonna be a release for me, or is it a chore?
But this is the thing,
Right.
though.
Or is it a
you gotta make
chore?
time for yourself.
Well, here's the thing
Absolutely.
about
So
the
once
time.
you make
So,
the time for yourself,
I make time for myself
then
with a
you would have
toy.
to.
Here's the thing about the time.
Oh God.
Ow.
It's
What'd
a
you
toy.
say?
I said I make time for myself with a toy.
Ew.
I don't have to
Dios
worry
mío.
about him.
Ay, Dios
Ew.
mío.
This one say meow.
Hold on, but here's the thing. I see what Teresa's saying. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because I don't want to give him anything.
I'm like,
It pissed me off.
come get me at
See, we
noon.
done went somewhere else. She ain't even worried about the choo-choo train.
What are you
making it
doing?
go.
Come at noon. Come
No,
get me at noon.
you pissed me off. I
don't
had
wanna
to
do
worry
it
about these
11:30 at
kids.
night.
You ain't getting nothing.
No, I feel
You know-
that, T, on a spiritual
Why would I
level.
give you part of me after I had to deal with all this shit all day? No, F
No,
that.
take something off of me. Do the dishes and I'll
No,
get
he won't
turned
take something
on.
off of you. Your clothes.
Yeah. No, do something. Take a burden off of me, and that will turn
Give me 30
on.
minutes when you get home from
That
work to
will
deal with the
turn me
children.
on.
So I can just do. And I have to tell him every time. Can you deal with the children while I'm cooking dinner for all of us? They're all in the kitchen. Get them.
They're obsessed with you, though. T.
All these
Well, that's the
motherfucking
thing.
kids.
That's a mommy.
They
though.
Yeah.
are obsessed. Your babies idolize the ground you walk on.
Yeah,
I love,
and you
I love
know
that
that-
journey for me.
I do love that journey for you because I promise you, when you get to my position and you're not there, you're there.
You're there.
Honey,
They
when
love-
you get to my position and you're walking around in your home and there's no kids and you and your husband just get to court each other. I'm going to use the word court.
That's a whole
That's a
different.
good-
Yes,
Honey,
that's good.
That's that good.
I miss
Yeah.
that. I miss that because
Honey.
Nana used to get the kids,
And
the,
then
the
he
babies.
ain't got to tell me to be quiet. Like there's nobody in the
Trisha,
room.
yes, I miss that. I
Like,
miss
no,
that.
that's what I'm telling you.
My mom
There's
used to get
no
the kids.
Inhibitions.
Okay,
Yes.
but wait, why
It's-
don't you? I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt
you're
you.
fine. I'm
Why
fine.
don't you do something like? I get it. You're tired. You're like, by the time 11 o'clock comes around, you
Girl,
don't have
knocked out.
energy. But do you ever like said something like, "Hey Ryan, meet me at noon at the house. The kids are at school. Let's do something."
So he's tried that, and I'm like, I have to work.
Girl, you don't
So
take no
I-
15-minute
We
break.
can't help you, Teresa.
You don't take a 15-minute break.
We can't help you.
Everybody get a lunch break.
That sounds
You
like an
can bust
excuse,
a nut in
Mama.
15 minutes.
You better get in that car.
I have a
There's
quota to
nothing
make.
sexier than that. There's nothing.
He's tried that, and
Yeah.
he will
Girl,
come.
go get in the back of that Escalade.
If
it ain't even no more
if I told him, babe, if I told him, babe, will you please? I'll say, babe, I'm ready to come home. He will.
He'll drop everything.
He'll drop
of course.
everything.
Yeah, it's a man thing. That
As he
Because
should.
yes, because he's obsessed with this,
As he should
I love
and
that.
I'm obsessed with his, but I'm just tired.
be. No, that's it, friend. But look, can we talk about it? You're a mama. You work full time. You just kick cancer in the ass.
Amen.
Like you need to cut yourself some slack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be kind to yourself.
It's okay to say
You're
no.
amazing. You're amazing. Yes.
I appreciate that. I'm running low.
Ooh. She's cut off. Actually.
No, I hit it.
All right, ladies. We're gonna
It was
wrap
empty.
this one up.
It was empty. We need to speak
on
up.
this note.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, Jackie.
And please follow us on all platforms where you get your podcast. And we'll see you on the next episode. And I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation today. Happy Lover's Day.
Go have some sex, guys.
Go have sex.
Have lots,
Safe sex. Safe
lots
sex.
of sex.
Safe
Safe
sex,
sex.
because you can get the gonorrhea
No, just
The
do it.
gonorrhea.
It's not good.
Period.
Salud, honey.
Salud. I'm empty, but
It's all on my frown.
no, it's empty.
It wasn't.
I would not waste
It
alcohol like
wouldn't.
that.
It wouldn't.
That's alcohol abuse.